Fort Wayne's Fishbowl. It's not a box of water, but a world of its own.
This is the snow slope.
Those things happen. It's okay. Those things happen. It's alright.
Restaurants in downtown Fort Wayne. Conventional Coney Island. And the classic pine slice. But what if we added a whole new restaurant called Fort Wayne's Fishbowl?
Oh.
It's not a box of water, but a world of its own.
The business would be located at 413 West Main Street in the zip code 46802. The demographic of this zip code isn't the wealthiest, but because it's downtown, it has a strategical advantage over other zip codes. Because it is downtown, it's close to one of the wealthier zip codes in Fort Wayne and in Indiana, 46804, bringing in $62,000 a year on average.
Alright. Our purpose is to bring tourism to downtown Fort Wayne and to bring families interested in the underwater ecosystem, and also to educate children and to entertain them.
So what you've all been waiting for, this is what it looks like. The blue areas would be where the aquariums are. In the middle would be where you could sit with booths and tables. In the brown over here, that's where the over 21 bar is. To the left of that would be the kitchen and the storage rooms. Over by Jerrius over there would be where the restrooms are. This aquarium right here, behind it, has a locker room for the store managers and other scuba diving things, which you'll learn about in a second. As well as a catwalk that lets you walk to each of the scuba diving tanks.
What we offer? We offer fine dining for lunch and dinner, and a spectacular snorkeling experience. We also offer a 21 and over bar, and then a show by the Wiki-Washi mermaids. If you don't know what that is, it's mermaids who come and perform, who wear tails.
Snorkeling and scuba diving. For scuba diving, you have to have a license and you have to be 18 and older. So we will offer lessons, which are 4 times a year, and it's 10 days per lesson. And it's about $350. We also have snorkeling, which is much simpler, and you only have to be 12 years old to do it. And it's every Tuesday for $50. Our budget will be profiting around $300,000 a year, $1,400,000 revenue incoming year, $14 million initial startup costs, which seems like a lot, but we have saltwater tanks, and we plan to pay off our debt in around 40 years.
So we compared our menus to the Nashville, Tennessee Aquarium restaurant, and it's about $20 per plate. We offer seafood, steaks, hamburgers, and for our kids menu, it's 10 for children 10 and under, and it's more kid-friendly food like shrimp poppers and cheeseburgers, grilled cheese sandwiches. And to promote ourselves, we want to use social media mainly, and this is what our Instagram would look like. Our Twitter, Facebook, and our website. And on the contact page, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Sundays we're open from 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. And Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays we're open from 11 a.m. to 10 p.m. because of our bar located in our restaurant.
In Fort Wayne, there are other competitors for this type of restaurant idea, like Takioka. They entertain their customers by cooking in front of you. I've been there, it's really fun to watch. Stuff like Logan's Steakhouse and Texas Roadhouse is also very fun to watch because they dance while you eat. Stuff like Fort Wayne Children's Zoo isn't really competing for the restaurant entertainment aspect, but more the aquarium. Because we have aquariums too. They're kind of like our competitor, but our aquariums are a little bit more interactive because of how close we are.
In the end, Fort Wayne's Fishbowl is an aquatic adventure and will bring tourism to downtown Fort Wayne. It's not a box of water, but a world of its own. Madyson Foreman, Kara Gerber, Patrick Sarajewski, and Jerrius and
Thank you.
I'm wondering how the lessons work, and if I'm a person coming in to eat at the restaurant, like, will I see this going on? Will that be not disturbing, but will that be disruptive? Like, I'm just trying to picture what that experience would be like as the diner, and then also if I'm coming and bringing, let's say, a 12-year-old to learn how to snorkel, how will that be when I know other people are eating in a restaurant?
Well, like the one in Nashville, Tennessee, it's very interactive experience between the people on the outside and on the inside. So the people on the inside of the fish tank are knowing that people are watching them, so they're going to try their best to perform like they usually should. So when you're doing scuba diving, you know that people are going to be doing scuba diving. So I think it adds to the experience, you know, watching them scuba dive while you eat, and as well as snorkeling too.
Or if
So
you
will that be behind the scenes, right?
Oh,
Like, will you see, like, if people are suiting up and all of that, like, who are learning, or the people who are learning, not the performers, not the show, but it's my understanding that it'd be people who've never done it will be in
Yes.
here.
And they will add to like advertising, like they will want to do it, you know, like we could make more money that way. And
Well, the other thing is that if you find that it's a distraction and it's an objection, just if somebody wants to take a scuba lesson, have them come in there from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. and then it's not during business hours. So that's maybe the solution of that, you know. So you have a solution. I think you have a
I think it's something we should think about.
yeah. And you say that the changing room's behind one of the tanks?
Yeah, do you want me to go back to that?
No, that's okay. I just,
Yeah,
I
go
just,
back to the.
okay, sorry, sure.
Here's the
This
Yeah,
So,
okay, let's.
floor plan on CAD. So here is where the locker room would be back here.
Okay.
This is where most of the tables would be, and booths and stuff. So the bigger aquarium is right over here. So that's probably where most of the aquarium, or where the scuba diving and wishy-washy mermaids are gonna go.
Where'd you come up with the 14 million? That seems like a lot, doesn't it? 14 million, is it? But that's a pretty close
Not
in,
for that
something like that.
Not for that.
Well, I don't know. I would just,
Yeah,
They,
You know what about
fish
this?
and,
T-
I
yeah,
just
I mean,
looked
it
at
would
the
be.
price of
Yeah.
the initial fish,
okay.
just
Well,
a few.
and then
Yeah.
Maddie has an illness, so her voice isn't
Yeah.
on, but you did really good. Can you tell, because I know you did actually do research on like pricing out the gallons, like
Yeah.
for an aquarium.
We totaled it out, and those three tanks there have about 70,000 gallons of water in them. And because it's salt water, it would be a little bit more expensive to run, especially with the filters and how thick the glass is going to have to be. So $14 million was maybe a little bit under what we would need to do for that, because we weren't accounting for disasters or anything.
What's in the center of the, this side, right? What is that in the center there?
Where?
Right there.
Right where Jerry's
Point.
pointed.
Yeah,
That'd be dining.
that's
Dining.
also, I
Mhm.
mean,
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think you just flipped. Didn't you just flip it like?
Yes.
oh, yeah, so it's the
Okay,
same.
so it's-
Okay,
it's-
just a
it's-
different
so you can
perspective.
see-
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
You might even.
Where's the kitchen?
Kitchen and storage is up here. Kitchen would be right here. Storage is right here. The locker rooms also help you transport your
Okay.
food from here to there without having to get in anybody's way.
Did you guys research the maintenance costs on 210,000 gallons of salt water and all of the things that it takes to maintain that? I'm just curious if you guys happen to look up the numbers.
Well, not on 210,000, but we did total up about what 70,000 was, which is all three of these combined.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
combined, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
My bad. I guess I didn't explain that very well. But I'm not sure if we can take or total the maintenance. I know we did do with marine biologists and how it would cost to get them in here to make sure the fish tanks are running well. But maintenance, I'm not sure. We'll have to check back in on that.
So, and also, is there a day where you wouldn't do any lessons or have anybody in the water? Because I assume, and it's just an assumption, I don't know, but I would assume that there is a weekly, something you have to do weekly that
It's-
may preclude you from being able to give lessons.
Are you just doing that 4 times a year though?
That's for the scuba diving.
Oh, okay.
But the snorkeling is every Tuesday.
So it's not going to be every day that you're going to have to be able to see people, but when you do, we like to think of it as a treat, you know, like you want to go in on Tuesdays to see them. So that's when we think most of our business is going to be.
I have a suggestion or an idea, or maybe you guys have thought about it and nixed it, but kind of I'm thinking the restaurant and waters are like the two hardest things to manage, you know, day-to-day operations. I mean, you have very high cost managing just a swimming pool, let alone something with fish in it. So have you guys considered like not doing the restaurant daily and just opening it up for special events? Because this would be a huge event center for wedding, I mean for
That's true.
receptions, for catered meetings, and then just doing, you guys could just do the catering instead of having a full-time restaurant the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
I think, and then the rest of the time it could be kind of a museum type
Hmm.
deal. I think that might be a better route than running a restaurant 7 days a week.
I think that's a really good idea too, because a restaurant, it is as wealthy as it isn't making a whole lot of money, but a catering service I think would be a great idea for this, because there's a lot of wealthy people who want to have a great wedding.
Charge $80 a plate, all inclusive bar, all meals, and that would make a great venue
I
for
think that's a great idea.
That also may allow you to phase the business in. You may be able to get the tank set, have it open for events. Once that's going and running well, then maybe you open up for dinner time. Once that's going well, then maybe you open up for lunchtime. I mean, you could do it in phases. That would really help you too on your repayment of the debt back. You could shrink that down from 4 years to do it in stages.
Vic, do you need both? Do you need the restaurant and the catering?
I like the food part. I myself.
I would think you
but
need that
the-
steady,
I
you
think
know,
when he
like,
said
special
catering, I
events
think
are
he
gonna
meant
be-
like what Corey was saying, is you have the wedding rehearsals and
Yeah.
wedding dinners and after, that kind of stuff, or big company parties or something like that.
Because I wonder
I
how,
like the idea.
like how would you get, like if they, because they've kicked around all kinds of ideas, which is really nice, but it was also frustrating for them because they're like, God, they thought about some of the things you're saying, but would it be more of a money-making thing if you started off like as where kids could come through with schools and things like that, and you did catering and then eventually run into the restaurant, or does it make sense to do both, or you know what I'm saying? I mean, they had all these ideas, and I think they're looking. Were you guys looking more at like narrowing your focus, or were you just gonna keep adding things to it?
The concern for me is that this $20 a plate, you're competing with Paula's. You're on Main Street.
Well, if you got something like this, you're gonna
Paula's is delicious,
Yeah.
so I don't know how you're gonna.
you're gonna hang with Paula's if you have
compete.
this.
But yeah, you are.
Yeah.
Well,
If you have
no,
tanks, yeah.
absolutely,
You know,
but
That's just cool.
you
Yeah.
definitely have a competitive
Yeah.
advantage,
And,
but
yeah,
you also have a lot more
Yeah.
cost than
Yeah.
Paula's
and
does.
different strengths and.
So
How many square feet
SWOT
do you have?
analysis is gonna be a
The
little different.
whole restaurant is 48,000 square feet. So it's a pretty big restaurant. It seats about, I think we totaled 300, but with an additional, it could definitely seat more.
So now.
That's-
I have eaten at an aquarium restaurant in California, and it is a cool
Yeah.
experience.
It is.
Well, it's
It
so
is
much-
cool. I love
it's-
this concept.
Yeah.
I'm not sure everything, you guys didn't have a whole lot of time to do a lot of research because it's a big undertaking. I
it
mean, there's
is.
a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
But I know the experience of eating at like I'll pay extra for a big thematic restaurant. I think it's a cool thing to do.
I think you scale this down a little bit.
Yeah, 48,000
I
square
think
feet
you got a
is
big,
big.
huge building, you got a great idea.
Yeah.
I just love that, and I had a saltwater fish tank. They're
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, and those little clownfish are a little expensive.
But they're
But
so
you're
pretty.
gonna, oh, they are, but are you gonna have, because I know if I took my grandkids in there, they would just stay there for hours, watching that stuff go on. Are, is this something where people can bring their kids just to see the fish, like the zoo? Is that, you said the zoo was like a competition?
Well, you're gonna say we threw
Are you
around
thinking of that, or is it strictly dining?
Yeah, we were thinking about touring, like tours to still, like just for fish and not meals or snorkeling or,
Mm-hmm.
but,
But then that kind of diminishes, from a
Yeah.
marketing standpoint, that diminishes, that, it does two things. It diminishes your profitability because if people are sitting around for hours, your turns
Right,
Yeah.
right.
diminish, right?
Yeah, I wonder.
Also, if people
yeah.
are walking around
Yeah.
while I'm
Yeah.
eating, all
Well,
of a
you-
sudden I'm.
You
I
can
want-
encompass
Yeah.
all of the ideas. You
Yeah.
just let's say you don't want to do lunch. In other words,
Yeah.
you're going to be open at 4 o'clock
Yeah.
for dinner
Mhm.
7 days a week.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now you can still do a lot of these other things
Mhm.
up until that time.
So time, yeah.
So,
Yeah.
It's wide open to you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
The
It's
idea
great
is
idea.
phenomenal, it's just getting the logistics.
yeah.
See, when you
Down.
use the word fine dining, now you're,
Yeah.
she went right to Paula's, you go to Eddie Merlot's, Baker Street, you go to those kind of places, which are pricey.
I think you're gonna have to have a
Yeah,
$25 plate
Yeah.
place like
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
You
And
have to.
that's kind of their look. I mean,
Yeah, it
and
is.
their pictures there, that
Yeah.
says to me, I know what I'm gonna pay going in.
Uh-huh.
And it's,
And I
that's
think
fine.
it-
I mean,
I-
it's okay.
I think when their idea came
If you
out,
open it
like,
for-
I'm thinking
Yeah,
of
you
my
can make that
kids,
Yeah.
they would want to go there all the time. So they're gonna eventually get their chance, like once a month to go there. Like that's how it would, because they would pester me to go there. But then the plates are $25, and I don't think I would have a problem with that because the kids are constantly like engaged
Right.
in what they're seeing. I just wonder if, like you guys were saying, there's gonna be some people in there that are not gonna want my kids walking around because at Takaoka people get annoyed. My kids are up in like to only 2 little fish tanks.
Yeah.
So I wonder if there's a way that you could like even separate it a little
Yeah, right,
bit, where my kids
exactly.
can go out and walk around,
Yeah.
or I can go walk
Yeah.
around during dinner and do that. So, but
Yeah.
I mean, guys, it's like a brilliant idea from.
The
We'll
place,
have
the
to make
place
it
I,
bigger.
the place I ate at was actually 2 levels. So the lower level is where everybody eats, and then there's a viewing deck
And you guys talked
Yeah.
about it.
on top. So people would take their kids up and walk like a track
Yeah.
right around this.
Yeah.
The aquarium was giant. It was from floor to ceiling. It was probably 35, 40 feet tall. I mean, it was, I've never seen anything like it in my life. It was
Is
great.
there a building of this right now?
There is.
That's,
You know
I was
where you-
curious about
Yeah.
that. Or
It's the corner of where and where?
We're
No.
15 West Main Street. It's a pretty big plot of land.
so it's
So-
empty right now?
Oh,
Empty
it's
lot?
It's the-
So you would build
We'd
it.
have to build it.
We would have
You
to-
get,
Okay.
you St. Francis professors would be able just to walk across the
Where's
street
the-
from the
where's-
pack.
Street.
It's right across the street from the pack,
Yeah.
from the Robert Goldstein.
Well,
Oh,
St. Francis
yeah.
owns that
We own
space.
it. Yeah,
Well,
sorry.
We're
We
not
talked
selling.
to some people and they were saying that maybe if the idea was good enough that they'd be able to give us the land for a bit, but we haven't
It's
gotten.
more-
No, we've already got that,
Mm,
yeah,
yeah.
sorry.
I think, and what I got confused when you were talking to that whole situation, I wonder if, because, and this is what even the deputy mayor, because I wouldn't mind you running your idea by him, because he's looking at these crazy
Is
ideas.
that our parking lot?
The building, just point to the one where it says Pearl Street. See where it says Pearl Street? The building just north there. It's the old
Is that the old dry
I
cleaners?
can't. Yeah.
Peerless.
Peerless.
yeah.
Why'd I say
Take
perfection?
over that.
No, that's what one of the vacant or the opportunity areas they're
Yeah,
talking
that would
about.
be
But that's what I thought.
Ooh.
That's what it was being said, and it's okay because that plot of land is enough to put your building
Right
on.
across the street, you think?
Yeah.
That would be,
Okay.
yeah, that would be perfect.
Yep.
Because right where you have it, right now, there's a little building there, and, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Hey, very nice job. Very nice
Very
job.
good job.
Very
Thank
nice
you.
That
job.
is
Nice job.
fantastic.
I
Thank
love
you guys
the
so much for
idea.
the